Um,
Good
Mr.
evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Zubike. Please be mindful of your annotation tool. It's causing distraction on my screen. All right, so let's start. So this is our afternoon session. That's a pre-New York session analysis for today, the 23rd of October, 2024. Now, like I said in the morning, we have the fundamental events today. The major ones are coming up this afternoon. We have the Bank of Canada monetary policy statement by 2:45 p.m. So we're going to expect some volatility of the Canadian peers, by that time. Bank of Canada monetary policy statement, Bank of Canada rate statement, and overnight rate. Those are the three events, which are coming up by 2:45 p.m. Now, we have for the overnight rate, there is a forecast of 3.7. If the actual comes out greater than the forecast, that is any data above 3.7, you can look at buying the card. That is either buy card JPY or card CHF. And if the actual comes out less than this amount, less than 3.7, we can look towards selling, the card also. But I want us to be very, very careful of this news event, largely because there are there's a statement around it. Sometimes statements, body language might override even the data. So be very careful. If you feel you want to stay out of it, you can go ahead and stay out of it. The statement sometimes can change the course of the market movement. But then by 3 o'clock, we're going to be having the European Central Bank Lagarde giving a speech, and there'll be simultaneously the existing home sales from the US. So we have news involving the Eurozone and the other one involving the United States with the US dollar. Now, existing home sales is usually a tradable event, even though it's a medium impact, but then it can still give us some volatility. If the news comes out, now for the President Lagarde speech, definitely we can't trade a speech. So, not that we cannot trade it all together, but it requires more. You need to probably watch the video where the speech is going to be made for you to know the direction. What I mean is that the data is not captured on Forex Factory to give us, insight into what to trade. But our focus may be on the existing home sales from the United States by 3 p.m. If the actual comes out greater than the forecast, we may be looking at buying the dollar. And if the actual comes out less than forecast, we'll be looking at selling the dollar. We're going to look more at the dollar, for our technicals in just a few minutes. And by 3:30 p.m., again, we have BOC press conference from Canada and crude oil inventory from the United States. Now, for the crude oil inventory, this one we say it measures the change in the number of barrels of crude oil held in inventory by commercial firms during the past week. And actual less than forecast is good for the currency. So this one is the opposite of what we're doing for the existing home sales. If the actual comes out less than the forecast, we'll be looking at buying the dollar. And if the actual comes out greater than the forecast, we'll be looking at selling the dollar. So that's the view for the crude oil inventory. So the other events will come up much later in the day, so we may not so much bother about them. That's the Reserve Bank of New Zealand Governor Hall's speech and the Bank of England Governor Bailey's speech, 7 p.m. Let's just put that one out of the picture. We may not be online to trade at that time. So let's look at the dollar because that's what is most critical in this afternoon session. So I'll flip over now to my chart, MetaTrader 4 chart, and we'll look at the technicals for this afternoon. Just a second. Sorry, my system is hanging a little.
I just checked and it was still 1725. Only for me to say, okay, let me check that. That's not 178. Okay.
All right. So I'll flick now to
Oh, okay, yes.
my MT4.
he already withdrew his money long ago. He didn't even stay 2 weeks or something. He said he has one. Yes, he said he has one business that is giving him more results. No scale. He said somebody told him.
All right. So if you can see my MT4, you can see my charts. Can you just signify? You can type a yes so that I can be sure. All right. Thank you. Okay, Chiku. Thank you, Oladimeji Olarewaji. Okay, so I said we're going to look at the dollar. The dollar is a king this afternoon. So this is the dollar index. Dollar index is currently trading at a resistance level on the daily time frame. All right. So if the dollar is at the dollar index is on the resistance level, then that means that technically you should be looking for an opportunity of a reversal. And if that is what we are seeing technically, that means if the news coming up this afternoon, there are two news events: the new home sales and the crude oil inventory. For the new home sales, if the actual is greater than forecast, that is good for the dollar. For the crude oil inventory, if the actual is less than forecast, that is good for the dollar. So if dollar is at a resistance level, then we're looking at a scenario where the news coming out will be good for the dollar in both instances. Either actual greater than forecast for the new home sales, or is it the existing home sales, and the actual less than forecast for the crude oil inventory. If those two comes out good for the dollar, then we'll be looking at a reversal. Sorry, I'm mixing it up. This is the dollar. If the news comes out bad for the dollar, pardon me. If the news comes out bad for the dollar, then that will lead to a reversal because price is already on a resistance level. Price is already on a resistance level. Now, James Roy, this is a warning. Don't put on your video feed again, or I might exit you out of the group. So if the news comes out not to favor the dollar, then we'll be looking at an opportunity to sell the dollar. Now, what of a scenario where the news comes out good for the dollar in both instances? If it comes out good for the dollar, price is expected to hit a resistance, and it now depends on the volatility. If the volatility is strong enough for price to break out above this level, that will be what will be in question at that point. But for now, we want to maintain the general technical outlook that will look for opportunity to sell at the resistance level. So we're looking for a scenario where the news will be bad for the dollar in both instances. And with that being said, I'll go over to my USD CHF. So this is the USD CHF. My outlook at the beginning of the week is that I'm bearish on this instrument. And that's from what I saw from the technicals. On the weekly time frame, I saw price hitting a minor resistance level, and that's where we started the week from. So that gave us a bearish outlook. So that is in line with what we're seeing now on the dollar index. And the last 4-hour candle was a rejection candle on that same, minor weekly resistance. And if you flip down to still on the 4-hour, we can draw a rising wedge pattern. Just a second. Somebody is constituting a nuisance here. Okay. So please pardon me. I'm trying to resolve something here. All right. So, sorry for that little break. So we are seeing that I'm seeing that here, we're seeing the formation of a rising wedge pattern, and that is ultimately to lead to a bearish breakout, on the USDCHF. So technically, I'm looking for an opportunity to sell the USDCHF. Okay. All right. Sorry, somebody's causing a distraction and I'm trying to deal with that. All right, so it's out. And please, while I'm attending to this, somebody went to post in one of our WhatsApp group that we gave a wrong signal in the morning. I don't know if that person is here this afternoon. If you're the one, please, I'd like to just sound this. When we do analysis, we give you insight into direction. I did not give you a specific buy at price this, take profit at price this, because there was none at that time. And I asked that person to mention specifically the instrument. He has refused to do that. So before you post anything, be certain of what you're posting. And he said they almost blew his account. Well, it's at your discretion the lot size you trade with, no matter who is giving signal. My students know that. I explain that to them. If anybody's giving you signal or insight or analysis or whatever, you are still expected to use the recommended lot size for your account. And that is your personal decision. So that person, please, I would say don't post that kind of a thing again. And if you must post, be specific with the instrument you are talking about so that we can look at it. So that's just, I just have to chip that in while I'm tidying up the distraction this other fellow caused in our group. I'm sorry, I have to spend time doing this so that we can clean up. Yeah, somebody's spamming. You can see somebody's mentioning it. Please just ignore those links. That guy is a spammer. I'm cleaning off all the links. I've removed him from the group already. It's obvious he posted a lot of links. Just give me a minute. Let me run through this and continue. Okay, I think still remains one. Please ignore any spam link that you see. Ignore them. They are just nothing but scammers. Okay, I think I'm done. All right. So let's continue. Sorry for that little break. Just had to tidy it out. So like I said, I'm looking for an opportunity to sell USDCHF if the news comes out all bad for the dollar, and price is able to break out below this lower trend line. If it breaks out below the lower trend line, or let me say specifically, let me put a rectangle tool there. If it's able to break out below this region, if we have a new candle below, then that would be a time to trigger a sell. And there should still be another confirmation, and that is your RSI to be clearly below 50. Those are the confirmations you need before you take a sell on on USD CHF. So we are bearish technically on the USD CHF. And for the Euro USD rather, I hold a bullish outlook on the Euro USD bearish. We should be looking for an opportunity to buy the Euro USD. Now, please, another word of caution. I always emphasize this. Don't place a sell on USD CHF and now place a buy on Euro USD. That's not a good way to trade. Take one of them and stick with it. Now, this is my view for the Euro USD. This is a weekly time frame. Price is making high lows here, and price is currently on the trend line, and we expect a reversal. That's what is expected. So if the news comes out bad for the dollar, if the dollar is crashing, then we expect a reversal on the Euro USD. And another information around this instrument is that we have a support level, a minor support level here, and price is trading around that region. So this place here is a confluence where we have both a support and the trend line price meeting on those two areas. So technically, we should be looking for an opportunity to buy the Euro USD. I said in the morning that there was a formation of what was looking like an inverse head and shoulder, but I said sometimes it may fail. I remember I mentioned that clearly in the morning. So now that inverse head and shoulder did not work. But then, like I always say, pattern may change, but the direction will still remain the same. So price is now back to that support and the trend line. So we still look for an opportunity to buy. If price breaks out above this trend line region here, that's where we're looking for opportunity to buy. And our confirmation at that point is our RSI must be clearly above 50. Those are the two conditions we're looking for to buy. And it's possible that price may still try to do a pattern. From what I'm seeing, it may still do like an inverse breakout, then go up. Whichever way it goes, all we know is that once price is able to break out here, even if there's a retest, we're looking for opportunity to buy as it goes higher. And our RSI must be clearly above 50 at that point. So I hold a bullish outlook on the Euro USD. And I hold similar outlook on the GBP USD. Now, in the morning, I remember mentioning GBP USD, saying that if price breaks out above this region, we should look for opportunity to buy. But however, price does not break out in the morning. But in this afternoon session, we can see we have a falling wedge pattern, and we have a pattern here that is looking like it's forming an inverse head and shoulder. So if the news favors the dollar, sorry, if the news does not favor the dollar and the dollar crashes, then we should be looking for a scenario where price, will reverse into the bullish direction on the GBP USD, because this is forming clearly an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and that's a bullish pattern. So for this one, I will advise you wait for price to break out above this region here before you look for an opportunity to buy. And you need to confirm that your RSI is clearly above 50 to take before you take a buy trade on the GBP USD. So I'm bullish on the Euro USD, I'm bullish on the GBP USD, I'm bearish on the USD CHF. All of them on 1 hour. I've mentioned all on 1 hour time frame. Okay, sorry, the USD CHF is 4 hour. GBP USD, Euro USD, both of them, they are 1 hour. In the morning, I remember talking about the US oil. I said we have a long-term bullish outlook on this instrument. And now the direction is clearer now for the US oil, because, yeah, price has broken above the neckline, which is this resistance, and is retracing. So it's trying to complete the pattern of an inverse head and shoulder, then a final breakout. I've been bullish all along, and this is just a confirmation. So what I will advise on this one is you can look for an entry, can put a buy stop order at the tip of this candle over here. So whenever price reverses, this is an inverse head and shoulder. So whenever price breaks out upwards, then it can trigger into a buy and pick up your trade from there. And your profits, the take profit level, you can see coincidentally now, that area where I put the line is exactly on a Fibonacci level, Fibonacci 38.2. That tells you that it's a valid. This one is a 4-hour setup, is a soon amount of pips. So you can have our profit levels. That's Fibonacci 50 and 61.8. 124 pips here and 240 pips. So we still remain with retain our bullish outlook on the US oil. We're bullish on the 4-hour time frame. And finally, I look at the AUD USD. So you can see that the Euro USD is bullish, the GBP USD is bullish. So it's not out of place if the AUD USD is equally bullish. It's very much in place. On the daily time frame, price currently is trading on a support level on the daily time frame. So it's on a support level on the daily time frame. If the news comes out bad for the dollar, then from this support zone, we expect some bullish movement on the AUD USD. So if you flip down to the 1-hour time frame, okay, the 1 hour seems not to be so clear, but the 4 hours seems to be better off. So we have a falling wedge pattern on this 4 hour. So we're expecting a reversal from this point. So we look for an opportunity to buy when price breaks out above above the trend line, and we need to confirm that with our RSI clearly above 50 at the point of entry. Now this is a swing setup, so it's strictly for swing traders. If you're not doing swing, please focus on the day trade. The day trade I've given so far is the bullish outlook on both the Euro USD and the GBP USD. Those two, they trade. The others are swing. The USD CHF is a swing, the US oil is a swing, and the AUD USD is also a swing. All right, so that'll be all from my end this afternoon. I'll take questions now as we try to round up. If you have a question, you can just drop in the comment section. I'll attend to you. Okay, Roger Ackman, how do I get PU Prime WhatsApp link? Please reach out to your account manager with PU Prime. If you have an account with PU Prime, then reach out to your account manager. The account manager will see to that. Okay, in the absence of any question, because I'm not seeing any. All right, USJPY. Okay. USDJPY. Now, if the dollar index is giving us a bearish outlook, we might be having similar outlook on the SDJPY. But honestly, I'll be very careful with this instrument because it's no resistance level. So I think my fear should be gone because I was trying to be most looking out for more confirmations. Yeah, it's actually trading around a support, a support on resistance level. So we should be looking for opportunity to sell this, just like we're looking for the USD So on the daily time frame, we have a support on resistance, and then we can flip down to 1 hour. Let's go down to 15 minutes. Okay. So down to 1 hour. Now we have recently there's been a massive, bullish breakout. So it all depends now on the news we're expecting. If the news comes out, really, really bad for the dollar, then you can look at an opportunity to sell the USD JPY. So we're bearish on the USD JPY. Leaving us, this RSI setting, I want to use open or close. Just use the default setting. Just install it the way you see it on your chart. That's all. Going to alter anything there. The only thing you need to add is just the 50. It's just the level 50. That's all. Don't alter any other setting. All right, you're welcome, leaving us. Okay, so this is going to be the end of this analysis for today. Please trade with caution. Trade with caution. Use the right lot size when trading. Make sure you have a stop loss in place. And if you're on the platform, you don't have an account, you're welcome, Mr. Raju. Please go over to our website, puprime.com, and open a live trading account. Again, don't forget that we're having our NFP live trading next week, Friday. So plan to be a part of that session to trade live with us. All right, take care and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye. You're welcome, man.